So, okay, so now, okay, there have been two questions now. I will just let me just close these files. Okay, so this is the file that we did last time. We started from the revolving field theory. The spatial angle, the question actually asked us this, so I will go with the question to question wise. If you have any questions over here from the last file, you can ask me again, so that can help you with the assignment which I have given you. The spatial angle over here, as you can see in this picture, is actually the 60-degree over here. That is actually the angle, the physical angle between two slots. So if the whole cross-sectional figure which is in front of you, if there are 360 degrees in the whole circle, so this means actually that if there are 6 slots, so certainly the angle between the two slots is going to be 60 degrees. And if over here I go on to the other diagram which we did, this had approximately a 20-degree spatial angle. So this is 20 degrees over here because there are 18 slots, so this is 360 degrees again. And then if you remember the waveform, sorry, the assignment I asked you, the assignment, let me go on a little below. In the assignment I told you there are like 24 slots, and in 24 slots and you have going to have 360. So it's going to be something, I guess, if I'm not wrong, 15 degrees, something near about. So this is going to be 15 degrees. The spatial angle is that angle that is actually between the slots over there. So okay, there has been a question that what is the similarity between the transformer and the induction machine. Please turn off your mics, beta. If you have any question, just write it down in the chat window. And if it is very urgent, then we can have it there. Just for now. Okay, the question is it that what is the difference between a transformer and induction machine? Very important thing in transformer, there is no concept of a revolving field. In induction motor, yes, you have. And the only reason why you don't have a revolving field in a transformer is this, because the axis of the windings are different. The axes are different. The axis of windings in the induction machine, they are totally different. They are arranged 120 degrees to each other. That's why you get a revolving field. In transformer, if I open the transformer file here in front of you, which we did in the last lecture, I guess, let me just open that for difference over here. Just open it. So this is that diagram. So if you are seeing this one, these is a three-phase core type transformer again. So you can see the three axes of the transformer windings over here. They are exactly uh, in the same slot. So if I have this one, let me just move it on. So if you see this picture of a transformer, the axis over here is this one, the axis here is this one, the axis here is this one. These three axes are just parallel to each other. They are not arranged in some 120 degrees over here. So certainly this is not going to produce a revolving field. On the other hand, and the difference over there between induction motor and transformer is this, that in transformer, the primary and the secondary windings, they both are open, or they are actually connected to a source or a load. In induction motor, the secondary winding, which is actually on a rotor, that is actually short circuited. And when I mean use the word short circuited, this means that it's short circuited through some resistance, which is the resistance of the winding. So technically, in a transformer, you can attach a load, but in induction motor, the load is actually mechanical in form, and the windings are actually short circuited. So there are two very basic visible differences. One is the axis of the winding, the other one is the windings of as such itself, which means they are open circuited or they are like short circuited in the induction motor. And then if we talk about in terms of the efficiency, induction motors, they don't have an efficiency greater than 80 to 85%. But transformers, they can even go to 99% if they are well designed and when with a good material. So plus you can write down all the lamination stuff and all that stuff over there. You can have eddy currents, you can have eddy currents also in the both, you can have hysteresis losses in the both. The losses which can happen in the transformer are well controlled as such as compared to the induction motor. I can't use actually a little bit more detail of induction motor because we have still not gone in the induction motor family up till now. Otherwise I could talk about some harmonics and all other stuff over there in much detail. But anyway, you can answer with like 5 or 6 differences easily over there. Uh, then coming on, okay, yes, how can you elaborate the electric phase and the mechanical phase from the revolving field theory? Very simply, beta, Hassan Razak, you have, okay, beta, I will go in the Urdu as well, just for those who are in English. Uh, the electrical angle is the angle that is traveled by the voltage or the current which is actually traveling inside the machine, and the mechanical angle is that angle which is flowing towards the movement of the magnetic field inside the machine, and that is actually the physical angle of the magnetic field. Remember, magnetic field is produced over there which is having some poles. They are fictitious poles, they are not physical poles present over there, and it's going to have some movement over there, some speed over there. And I guess now, up till now, the machine has been told to you that it was moving with a speed 120 f by p. I'm not going to go in the proof of this, how this has been proved. I guess Mr. Umar Latif must have done it. So the speed is actually returned by ns is equal to, that is actually the speed of the revolving magnetic field. So that is given as 120 f by p. So how is the frequency of the rotor? My mobile screen, yes, it's at present it's not there. It's working. My mobile screen is working. I guess I have not shown it over there just now. So if we go back to my same circuit or same, sorry, file over there which we just did previously. So in the induction motor, the question asked is very good, that how this let me go back, sorry, on the question. uh, your mobile sorry, not mobile screen. How is the frequency of the rotor related to the other frequency of the stator? Actually, I guess you are how many of you have gone through lecture number 3 is very important over here, but just I will answer you over here for number 4, that the relation over there, very simply, if I write it down on the same one over there, let me use my screen over there. If we go back on the bottom of this file, okay, the relation is very simple, which is Fr is equal to S times Fs. And if Mr. Mulatif has gone through this point, this means he has actually explained what is S. And what is S over there? S is the slip of the machine, or the slip of the rotor with respect to the rotor, so stator magnetic field. This is the rotor electrical frequency. This is the rotor electrical frequency. This is the stator electrical frequency. So this is the stator electrical frequency and the rotor electrical frequency. Now, why is this so? Why this is S over there? For those who still understand that an induction motor, you are actually having an induced EMF inside the rotor. That induced EMF is producing a current because it's short circuited. That current is going to interact, that current carrying conductor is going to interact with the magnetic field of the stator, and it's going to start to move in the same direction. That is the direction of the stator magnetic field. I'm repeating this again. The induction motor phenomena, that is that the rotor starts to move in the same direction of the stator because there is an induced EMF inside the rotor. That rotor induced EMF is actually going to produce a current carrying conductor because the rotor is short circuited. That current carrying conductor, as we all know according to Fleming's right hand rule, that is placed inside a magnetic field, the same magnetic field which we have talked about before as well, that is the stator revolving magnetic field, and that rotating magnetic field and that current carrying conductor, they produce a force, that is according to the Fleming's left hand rule. And because of that left hand rule, you are going to have a motion. Now that motion has to be in the same direction of the stator magnetic field, but that motion, now there are three conditions over there, or three possibilities. The first condition is this. Now if I go with that possibilities on my board, I have the speed of the stator magnetic field as ns, and then the speed of the rotor as nr. Now there are three possibilities for this one. One possibility is this, that ns is equal to nr. Now this possibility, and then let me write down the other possibilities, that ns is smaller than nr, and third possibility is this, that ns is greater than nr. Now out of these three possibilities, the first one is not possible. Why? Because if ns is equal to nr, this means actually that there is no relative motion between the stator magnetic field and the rotor windings which is moving. So practically the rotor winding will not feel that it is going to have any motion. So practically you are not going to have any relative velocity term. And if you remember, E was equal to, this is E equal to VBL. Now based on this E is equal to VBL, there was an induced EMF inside the rotor. Now if the relative velocity, that is the V vector over there, is not there, there will be no induced EMF. So practically the first equation, that is ns is equal to nr, is not possible. The second one, in which ns is smaller than nr, which means that rotor has actually gone beyond the speed of the stator magnetic field. Now this is against the law of conservation of energy also. Reason behind, because you are putting some speed, supposedly that speed is 1500 rpm, and the rotor starts to move at 1600 rpm. This means you have put some 100 watts of energy and you are getting something like 1200 watts of energy. This is against the law of conservation of energy. Second reason for this to be wrong is this, that the nr is actually has to be smaller than ns. The reason behind it is that the relative velocity vector for ns and nr would be opposite. If nr is greater than ns, nr would feel that it is actually moving in the opposite direction because of the relative velocity term. So practically the second term is also not correct. The only thing correct is this, that ns is greater than nr, and that difference is not more than like 100 or 50 rpms in general cases. So when I am going to calculate the slip of the rotor, now this is a very important term. Those of you who have still not gone through the lecture, this is very important. Slip is determined as ns minus nr, the difference between them, and on the ratio of ns over there. So this is just a ratio. So the difference between the stator and the rotor magnetic field, and making it something a ratio divided by ns, because ns is the constant value in this equation. So this is called as slip over there. And now you can see over there, this difference, when it is small, then the slip is small. When the slip is small, this term over here is going to be very small. So the rotor frequency is going to be very small. But as the difference is going to be more, this difference is going to be more, that is ns is greater than nr, the difference expands to like 100 or 200 rpm. 200 can never be, but supposedly it's a very bad design motor and you have something a difference of 200 rpm. So what will happen? The slip will increase. When slip will increase, the rotor frequency or the rotor electrical, now please remember the word rotor electrical frequency, I am using the electrical induced EMF inside the rotor, that frequency. Now how this is being proved over here, I'm not going to go in that proof. If Mr. Omar Latif does not go in that proof, then we will discuss it in detail in the next lecture. Please remind me the 2CRs. If this is not done, I will go through it in the next lecture. But just for now, the electrical rotor frequency, or the rotor electrical frequency, is dependent upon S, and that S is actually the slip, and slip multiplied by the, now the stator electrical frequency will always remain 50 hertz if we are Pakistan, or 60 hertz over there. So this rotor electrical frequency would be something in the range of 1 to 5 hertz. The reason is this because the slip actually goes on from supposedly something value from 0 to approximately like zero point 0.1. This is the maximum. Why this is the maximum? Because the slip difference is not more than like 10% of the total speed. So it's not more going to be more than that. So that's why you would only have. Now another term over here, we have just thought about this S. What is percentage S? Percentage S is equal to the same equation, just converted into the percentage scale. Okay. So I hope this is enough for those who have still not. Beta, my voice should be there. I have still not on my fan at present. Phase sequence, good question. But I have asked. Sorry, I have not asked. I have actually.
सर
Gigi, beta, please.
परसेंट वाला फार्मूला बता दी
Okay, perfect. Uh, this is the percentage slip over there. And one thing very important in this percentage slip, normally students do this mistake a very lot. Slip, I told you just now, this can go from 0 to 1. Now, it can go from 0 to 1. This means that when the machine is at rest, when the machine is at rest, NR is equal to 0 because the speed is 0. But NS is already there. So this means ns by ns is going to be, this is going to be ns minus ns. So what happens? The slip becomes equal to 1. So the maximum value of slip is 1, and this is only at the start of the machine, when the machine is starting from rest. But as the machine starts to accelerate from 0 speed and it goes to something, the speed of near to your synchronous speed or the speed of the revolving magnetic field, this one will drop to something, a value closer to 0. It will never go to 0. This is very important. It will never go to 0, because if it goes to 0, this means that ns and nr, they both are same. So slip always remains in the bracket of approximately, just I told you that slip, it goes in the bracket of 0 to something in the range of zero point 0.1, which is actually something. But if you convert this into percentage S, this will go to something, a value of approximately 10%. In fact, this is going to be 10%. Like, so this is very important, that percentage S and S, they both are different things. Whenever there is in a question asked that you are given percentage S, then that means it is in percent. When you are asked that this is in slip only S figure over there, then that has to be in the range of something 0 to 1. Now this is just general values I have given. If you can design a very bad motor, maybe these values can be 0.2, 20%, 15%, but generally the slip, percentage slip of a motor, induction motor in the industry, that ranges from approximately of 2% to 8%, 9%, or badly designed something 10%. This is the normal range over there. Any other question, beta? Okay, Abdul.
सर आज आपकी आवाज सही नहीं आ रही
मेरी आवाज सही नहीं आ रही. uh, Turn off your mic, beta. Mohammad
रुक
Zishan.
के आ रही है
It should not be. My internet connection is okay. My internet connection is okay. Okay, I will just explain it again. Don't worry. Um, Hamza, please verify my voice is there and it's correct from your side. I will just test the speed test also.
नहीं सर सर मुझे भी कट रही है आपकी आवाज स्पीड टेस्ट सर मैंने अपना किया
अच्छा,
है
एक सेकंड
सर
maybe.
वो एक स्टूडेंट है 178 वो
Okay,
सर उसकी मीटिंग ऑप्शन नहीं आ रही उसको ऐड काइंडली सर जरा कर दें
170.
8 सर 8
Oh,
178
okay. Hmm. आज असल में I guess it's rained outside and my connection is on 4G, so maybe possibility is there that there is a little bit speed problem. Possibility is there. Let me just check the. Yes, there is a problem. Yes, there is a problem. You can see the download is not going more than 8, or let's say 8 maximum 8.5. Yes, it's not more than 10. So Yes, there is a problem. This time, I guess, I hope I have made this recording available, so don't worry on this one. Yes, the upload is also a little jerky over here. It's not going more than so. This actually comes on when there is a rain and 4G signals. Actually, I don't know why. Some telecommunication experts can actually answer on this one very carefully. Why the signals actually change when I have. Okay, I will repeat it for those who are still. Uh, okay, so please explain the graph between the flux
सर वो
and.
काइंडली ऐड करते हैं.
अच्छा हाँ सॉरी मैं उसको भूल गया मैं एक सेकेंड लेट मी जस्ट 170 अगेन हमजा प्लीज
सर 178.
178 एक
ये
सेकेंड
मैसेज भी आया है.
178 let me just okay
सर वो कुछ बच्चों को मीटिंग साइन ही नहीं शो हो रहा ना वहाँ पर. आपकी वहाँ मीटिंग ये पता कॉल हुई हुई है लेकिन ज्वाइनिंग का साइन नहीं शो हो रहा.
this is strange अच्छा 178 let me check I can enter this is very difficult how I can actually make someone हमजा कैन यू हेल्प मी इन दिस कहाँ से इसकी क्योंकि इनिशियली तो हम कर सकते हैं इसको बट आई गेस हम बाद में नहीं कर सकते इसको
सर आई गेस यहाँ जो ये शो पार्टिसिपेंट्स है ना यहाँ पर ऊपर इनवाइट समवन आ रहा होता है. यहाँ से शायद कर सकते हैं.
178 okay invite someone 2018
178.
178 अब्दुल्ला अफजल
यस सर. जी सर.
भेज
Sir,
दिए मैं
2019 140.
हाँ बेटा सॉरी आई फॉरगॉट योर रोल नंबर दिस
Sir,
टाइम 2000
2019
जी जी बिल्कुल मैंने आपको भी भेज दिए
2000 2019
जी
140 sir.
जी जी बिल्कुल मैंने आपको भी भेज दिया आई हैव सेंट यू द इनविटेशन आल्सो
Sir, thank you sir.
I don't know why you are having all this problem again and again. अच्छा खैर anyway okay so back to the questions I guess I hope so I will repeat it again for those yes beta it will be थोड़ी कट रही होगी आवाज okay welcome beta Afzal welcome to the class my mobile screen will be working एक वक्त में एक ही स्क्रीन चल रही है बेटा मैं इस वक्त I am actually reading the questions over there what technique is used to produce the desired speed okay this is a very good question ये थोड़ा सा आगे का question है but anyway I will answer this one very simply change the frequency of the applied voltage and this technique is called as variable frequency drive VFD आप 50 हर्ट्ज वापडा की देने की बजाय आप उसको 40 30 या जो भी आपने स्पीड देनी है उसको वेरी कर दें 31 32 जो भी आपने देनी है स्पीड एंड योर स्पीड विल बी चेंज this is the only way you can actually or if you have a very good machine induction machine and that is of the class the slip ring induction motor there are two types of induction machines one is called as the squirrel cage the other one is called as the slip ring so practically when you are going to have a slip ring induction machine you can change the speed by changing the resistance of the rotor now this is a little new thing for you we'll come back to it when the course actually arrives at that point but just for now the resistance of the rotor is accessible from the outside using some slip rings and carbon brushes Now again you will argue on this point कि सर यहाँ कार्बन ब्रशेस क्यों आ गए हैं, ये तो फिर losses होंगे. Yes, certainly there will be losses, but the advantage is very good. And for those who are a little bit interested in electric cars, Tesla has actually produced that variable speed and all that stuff through the slip ring induction motor. This is my, actually it's still not, the patent is still not visible, but the Tesla Roadster, which has been unveiled last year, that was actually using something related to induction machine, because induction machine is the same machine which is used in the Tesla Model S or Model 3 or anywhere else over there. There are many electric car manufacturers which use different types of machines over there. Tesla uses the induction machine, the Nissan Leaf, which is the world's best electric or world best selling electric vehicle. It uses the synchronous motor. And if you're talking about the Toyota Prius, this is using the BLDC, brushless DC motor. So they are different machines with different categories, certainly, and they have some different speeds over there. And certainly every manufacturer is trying to actually increase the speed. Okay, so beta Pfizer Kaval, please explain the graph between the flux and MMF of transformer and induction motor. Okay, very good. Let me just open the. This is a very good question. I will have to open actually my book over there. This is a very important thing. Okay, I have the Chapman here. The reason behind why you are having this flux change. Yes, this one. Okay, now I hope everyone can see this. Hamza, can you tell me, answer this thing? I will answer my answer as well afterward, but Hamza, can you answer me this? Why this is the difference between the transformer and the induction
Sir,
mode?
और एक सर ट्रांसफार्मर का जो मटेरियल होता है उसको हमने ज्यादा वो
No.
सर लो एमएमएफ के ऊपर से ज्यादा फायदा आ रहा है वहां से.
Nothing. G section CCR. I guess Taimur is the name. I completely forget the name every time. G section CCR. He is not here or sleeping. Acha, anyway, I will answer this. This very simple reason, the both have different slopes in the linear region. Induction motor has an air gap. Transformer does not have an air gap. So when there is an air gap, you require more flux to pass, so that you require more H actually, because on the x-axis you have the H over there, that is actually the ampere turns over there, and on the y-axis you have the flux. So if you want to produce the same amount of flux, you will require more MMF, because there is a MMF drop, or there is a magnetomotive force drop in the air gap. In transformer, there is no as such air gap. All the flux is flowing through the materials over there. In induction motor, the flux, when it is passing through the induction motor, for those, let me just switch on towards this one. So for those who are, yes, this one. So what is happening over here, the flux, when it is rotating from here, it is going to flow through this rotor, which is actually going to be placed here, and when it is going to pass through the rotor, it's going to return back like this. So when the flux, and certainly from here also, so when this is rotating like this, the whole flux path is complete over here like this, and when this is done, the magnetic field complete path is completed over here. So here it has to travel through this air gap, this one. So air gap is, you all know, is a very bad conductor of flux. So certainly you are not going to get any good effect as compared to a transformer. So this is a very also a big difference between a transformer and induction motor. You can add this one in the difference also over there. I hope Faiza Kaval, your answer is a little answered over there, and I hope for still. Gigi beta, who is this answer? Shahid Iqbal, you have anything to ask?
सर वो
अभी
चैट सेक्शन में तो शायद वो मिस हो गया.
कौन सा वाला?
सर वो मैं आपको यहीं से पूछ लेता हूँ कि वो सर रोटेटिंग जो रिवॉल्विंग मैग्नेटिक फील्ड है उसको सर हम रिवर्स कैसे कर सकते हैं इसके?
ओके ओके, मैं अभी आ रहा हूँ, मैं अभी आता हूँ. Actually, this is 1 2019 double E. एक second, just there is actually an invite is asking over there. Okay, the question asked is this very simply, Ji. I will answer this one. How you are going to change the direction of the magnetic field? Very simply, I told you previously also that if you want to change the direction of rotation, just change the two phases of your machine. As you can see over here, you have A phase, B phase, C phase. So over here, what you can do, just swap any of the two phases, only two of them. If you will swap any two of the two phases, your machine will start to move in the opposite direction, which means that your revolving magnetic field, instead of moving in the clockwise, if it was moving in the clockwise direction, now it has started to move in the opposite direction. And you can do this yourself also. Just try to do the assignment which we are, and then when you have found out that based on your timestamps which I asked you, T1, T3, T4, T5, T6, when you have done it for like 6 timestamps over there, then redraw the same assignment by switching IB and IC phase, which means where there is written IB, write IC, where there is written IC, write IB, and this time again draw the same flux diagrams by crosses and dots, and this time you will see that the flux will be moving in the opposite direction. So this is a very important thing. Whenever in the industry you want to actually change the direction of the machine, you have three-phase machine, either it's a three-phase 3-wire or a three-phase 4-wire, you have to swap any of the two phases, not the neutral one. Neutral one should not be swapped over there, otherwise it will create balancing problems. So only the two phases wire should be swapped, and if you can do it, this means that you are actually changing the direction of your machine over there. Sorry, or this. Okay. Wire induction motor, sometimes called as rotating transformer. Very simply, beta, I told you in the very start also that induction motor, there is a rotor winding which is short circuited. So the only difference between a transformer and induction motor as far as the winding is concerned is actually the axis of the winding, and secondly the rotor windings in in induction motor are actually short circuited. That's why it's actually called as a rotating transformer. It's rotating over there. So जी, any other question? मोबाइल स्क्रीन बेटा, मैं मोबाइल स्क्रीन जब होता है मैं तभी खोलता हूँ, आई गेस करता हूँ, अदरवाइज it's always there. So I hope everyone can see this one. It's being recorded, and I hope this time today my voice is also being recorded. So 105 कौन बार बार आपको रिमूव कर रहा है? मैं बेटा मैंने शुरू में सबको अटेंडी बनाया था, बट खैर मैं आई विल एक्सप्लोर दिस ऑप्शन अगेन. प्लीज डू नॉट डू दिस वन. Can we proceed with a little bit Viva, or let me just make it in the next lecture? I'm having my cup of tea while giving you a lecture on this question and answer session. If you can, how we can check the direction of the current and magnetic field in induction motors? Practically, physically, there is no way, because you are actually having a 50 hertz supply given to the stator. So practically there is no way you can actually do this, because it's going very very fast. There is no way you can actually do this over there. So practically you cannot do it. This is very difficult to actually check the direction of the current. The only way, if you want to check the direction of the current, the only way is that you attach an oscilloscope and a current probe over there. Then maybe you can find out the direction of the current. But since it's alternating current and it's going to change every to and fro between the positive cycle and the negative cycle, so it will be very difficult. You cannot actually. Equivalent circuit of induction motor, I can explain, beta. Has everyone gone through it? This is very important, because I don't want, actually I have kept it for the next lecture. over there. That's why I'm actually not going towards it still, because the two CRs told me that the students have still not gone through the lecture number 3 and lecture number 4. If Umar Latif Saab has बेटा ये आप रिक्वेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हो? मैं आपको ऐड तो किया है अभी, मैंने आपको 2019 EE40 मैंने अभी आपको ऐड किया था बेटा. लेट मी जस्ट ऐड अगेन. You're always going to get this problem. I just sent the invite, I guess. Sorry beta 108, what you asked over there in the start, maybe I have missed it. Okay, will you explain the phase difference? Is there any difference in the graph of what? Certainly there is going to be a difference. When you are drawing positive phase sequence, you have to draw, if you are taking it universally as A, B, C, and when you are talking about the negative phase sequence, which means that you have to change any swap 2 wires, so it will be something A, C, B. So yes, certainly there will be a difference, and thus there will be a difference in the graphs, or if you are calling these diagrams as graphs, if you are calling this sorry, let me just move on towards these diagrams. So if you are calling these graphs, these diagrams, don't call it graphs. These are actually pictorial timestamps or pictorial flux diagrams over there, or you can call it flux diagrams. Yes, there will be a difference if you are going to have positive phase sequence. Supposedly this is the positive phase sequence where you had A, this one was B, this one was C, and then you had something like this one over there. Now when you are going to change it to negative phase sequence, which means this is A, this is C, and this is B, then certainly you are going to have a problem over there. Then certainly you are going to have B, this will be dot 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 dot, and then this will be C, dot cross cross cross. So you can see north pole will come over here and then south pole will come. So the overall direction of the magnetic field is going to change. So certainly yes, there is going to be a difference when you are going to have a positive phase sequence and a negative phase sequence over there. My mobile screen is not working. I am constantly showing it. I hope you can actually see this one over there. The recording is being done, and you can see I have shared the screen also with you, and you can actually see this one very easily. Why the speed of the physical rotor and the speed of the rotating magnet in the stator must be different? They should be different. देखो आपके पास एक गाड़ी मूव कर रही है. There is a car moving in front of you. You are also sitting in a car. आप मूव कर रहे हो 100 kilometers per hour के रफ्तार से. The other car is also moving with 100 kilometers per hour. And if you both, the two people sitting in those two cars, if you are not seeing the surroundings, आप एक दूसरे के लिए static हो. Agreed? Because relative to each other, you both are static to each other. So now assume that one car which was moving with 100 kilometers per hour as the stator winding. Now when it is stator winding or the stator flux over there, so when this is stator flux over there and you are also a winding which is going to be the rotor winding, in that case, if you both are moving with the same speed, there is no relative velocity over there. For relative velocity you require, why? Because E is equal to VBL. So when I am talking about E is equal to VBL, so this means that you require a length of conductor. Yes, it is in there in the rotor. You require B. Yes, it is being provided from the stator. You require relative velocity B over there. Now, if you are not having that relative velocity, you're not going to have an induced EMF. If I go a little bit more detail, if I go back to your DC machine stuff, this was your north pole. This one was your south pole. Now there was a rotor placed over there. This was the conductor placed over there. This conductor, if it was rotating in this direction, certainly these two forces were acting on this one, and this conductor was having a current flowing through it over there, then it's going to develop that motion over there. But at present time, I don't have any current through it. I am just talking about here for a generator phenomena first. So for a generator phenomena to occur, you require your rotor first of all to be stationary. So what will happening actually in an induction motor, this north pole is rotating in this direction, this south pole is rotating in this direction. The rotor is feeling that it is actually moving backward. So the relative velocity vector is going to be in this direction. Now when the relative velocity vector is going to be in this direction, there is going to be a cross and dot. Now I can't show you actually the right hand rule over there, because you have to use the Fleming's right hand rule for generator. This is very important for induction machine. For induction machine, this is very important. First of all, you have to use the Fleming's right hand rule. This is very important. And then afterwards you have to use the left hand rule over there. Why is that so? Because first of all, you have to have a generator phenomena. That generator phenomena is going to produce a cross and a dot in the conductor. That cross and dot is actually a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. The magnetic field is already there of the stator. They are going to interact with each other, and you are going to get a motion over there. That motion, that vector over here, if I show it with another color over there, is going to be this one. Now the stator rotating magnetic field is also in this one, it's also rotating in the same direction. Now if they both are same, there is no relative velocity. This means this vector is not there. When there is no relative velocity, there is no induced EMF. When there is no induced EMF, there is no current. But practically this is not happening. Practically what is happening, that the rotor is rotating. So this means that the rotor speed, or the physical speed of the rotor, is less than the stator rotating magnetic field. This is very, very important concept. I hope you can get the idea what I'm actually talking. If you have still more questions, you can ask me more. Any other questions? आई डोंट नो जी. पहले रिमूव कर रहे हैं, क्यों रिमूव कर रहे हैं भाई यार? बेटा असाइनमेंट मैंने आपको ये अपलोड कर दी थी. दिस इज अवेलेबल ऑन दी Teams section. If you have gone through this one, it is available. The PDF file is available over there. Let me just show you also. मैंने अभी अपलोड की थी today, and I uploaded this one. Maybe someone has deleted it or not. मैंने इस मीटिंग के बाद I uploaded again. I will upload it, this one over there. Don't worry, I will upload it again. Okay. Any other questions, Ji? B net is equal to 1.5 B max. Beta, this is a mathematical proof. Practically, you have three magnetic fields being produced by the three currents over there. So when you add them phasor sum or by head to tail rule, then you are going to get 1.5 B max. And if I go on towards the mathematical proof of this one, you have to actually go on. Let me give you the chapter of this one actually, from where I hope Mr. Umar Latif must have told you on this one. This is chapter number 4, 4th edition, and the proof is already there. I don't have to go towards the proof of this one. You can see the proof over here. This is the total magnetic field from all three coils added together will be 1.5 bm angle minus 90. So every time the magnitude is going to be 1.5 times bm. What is bm? Bm is the magnetic field of one of the magnetic coils, or the BA, BBB or BCC. So you can see, you are adding this phasor sum. When you are adding BBB, BCC, BA is not there, you are getting B net. Similarly, BAA, BCC, you are adding them together, vector sum, so you are getting B net. The only thing is would be that the B net is going to be rotating. So B net is rotating. This is a mathematical proof. For those who are a little more prone towards the mathematical proof, this is the same mathematical proof for the same windings in chapter number 4. I have the 4th edition PDF with me. This is page number 239, and on this proof you can see the angles over there, and when you open the sine terms over there, you can easily come at the final form of B net, which is actually 1.5 bm angle minus 90 over there. So this is always going to be 190 over there. ये कौन आपको रिमूव कर रहा है? ये I guess someone does not want to actually have a the only way around is it that I actually change everyone to an attendee. This is a very difficult task every time. Um, I will actually go through this one a little. Uh, Maybe actually this software is a total new for me also. Uh, Jay, any questions from the audience? I'm not going towards the Vida, sorry, Viva, not Viva. So I hope next time when you are going to come for the Monday lecture, I am going to ask questions from you, and I will also discuss the equivalent circuit of the induction motor. I will not draw it. Please go through Mr. Umar Latif lectures in detail. I will discuss any questions probable for it, maybe for half an hour, and then afterwards we can have a small uh, Viva session. Not in fact small. I have made the questions and all that over here with me. So next time when you are going to come, there is going to be a small Viva so that you can prepare yourself for this Viva. That is going to be after this course is actually going to be complete and all that stuff. Okay. Has there been any question? Yes, beta. From the induction motor lectures, I will take the Viva. Beta, please, roll number 4, ask the question again. I guess I have missed it. I can't scroll back over there because it's actually a web version I'm using. Please write it down again. Meanwhile, I'm just taking the attendance over here. This is very important. Okay, please explain the graph of distributed winding against magnetomotive force and its angle. जी बेटा बिल्कुल हमजा फर्स्ट 4 लेक्चर्स में से certainly from DC also because it's open, the course is open and the course is totally open whatever we have done up till now. नहीं बेटा थर्सडे को नहीं, मंडे को रखेंगे बिकॉज आई विल आस्क एक्चुअली वो मिडनाइट मैंने इसीलिए अभी आपको मैंने आपको मंडे वाले लेक्चर में से नहीं कहा, मैंने कहा जो थर्सडे को आज जो लेक्चर अपलोड हो गया होगा अब तक 4 लेक्चर्स उनमें से मैं वाइवा लूँगा. सो प्लीज़ So can you एक सेकंड ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन था द ग्राफ ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड वाइंडिंग अगेंस्ट द मैग्नेटोमोटिव फोर्स एंड इट्स एंगल. थोड़ा सा इसको स्पेसिफाई कर सकते हो मिस्टर रहमान कि आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हो, मुझे ये समझ नहीं आई. Magnetomotive force by what? Are you specifying to some book page? Then please tell me. Can you please explain how to locate poles according to the angles? By angles, what do you mean by angles actually? This is I guess roll number someone. If I go back on my PDF file again, this was a distributed winding. Okay, this was a distributed winding, or if I go back over here, this one is a little clear now. What was happening? This was time t1, and at time t1 you had Ia equal to 0, which means that the current A winding phase current is 0. IB, this was actually first of all IB, I changed this for IC. If you change the phase sequence, this is IB is negative, IC is positive. So when IB is negative, which means that BB is going to be dot dot and this is going to be a cross cross, and similarly for C it's going to be cross cross and this is going to be dot dot. Now if you use your right hand rule, then you are actually going to come at something like this over there. So the magnetic field you can write, because these are 4 conductors over there, they are going to reinforce each other. So whatever magnetic field they are going to produce, that is actually going to travel like this. Then this is also going to have a full. So the magnetic field is going to flow from this north pole to the south pole. जी बेटा, any questions?
Excuse me, sir. सर आपकी स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं हो रही.
ओके सॉरी, ये मैं मिस कर गया हूँगा. Okay, I hope so. Now this is visible. I am explaining it. I'm again doing it. Okay, so this is a distributed winding in front of you. I have this A phase, B phase, C phase drawn over there. This is a distributed winding two-pole machine. Phases are 3, G is equal to 2. What is G? G is actually the number of slots per phase per pole over there. So you can see over here A has 2 number, A dash is also 2 over there, B dash, B, C dash, they're also 2. Now this is a time step diagram, that is T1. At time T1, you can see that IA is 0, which means that current in the A phase is 0. IB is negative, IC is positive. So when IB is negative, you are seeing over here that in B I have placed a dot. So practically the universal thing was that if you had a winding and this one was B, this one was B dash, and the current was entering through B, you will put a cross here in B and you will put a dot over there. This was the universal standard which I followed over there. But now since B is negative, which means current is actually flowing in the backward direction. So this means I have put a cross here, dot here, and a cross here in B dash over there. And then if the current C, if you go C on, it is positive, which means that C windings or the C conductors, they are going to be cross, and C dash, there is going to be dot. So when they are dot, so these four conductors, they are reinforcing each other, and you have this magnetic field in this direction. So you have a north over there and a fictitious south over there. Please remember, they will be rotating. This is time T1. If you draw it for time T2, time T3, and so on, you are going to have different orientation. So this was at time T1, so this one was time T2, and if you do it for time T3 over there, you are going to have different orientation of the magnetic winding over there, or magnetic field, sorry. So if this was a T1, T2, if you can draw it over there for at this time, you will have a different orientation. If you do it at this time, this will be different over there. But yes, it will be changing its direction, which means it will be having a different orientation every time, which is actually telling you that this is a rotating magnetic field. This is a very important thing, that the magnetic field is rotating. It is constant. This is a very important point. Just now there was a question asked that why the net magnetic field is 1.5 bm. I told you that this is a mathematical proof. So this 1.5 bm, this magnetic field is constant. It's not changing. By changing means that it is rotating, but it is a constant magnetic field. Okay, this is a constant magnetic field, so it is rotating. So it's a constant magnetic field and it is rotating. So if the rotor is also rotating with the same speed, there will be no EMF induced inside the rotor. So the rotor has to move with a little smaller speed so that there is a relative velocity term, and then you can have an EMF induced inside the rotor over there. Any questions? Sir, in the first lecture, Sir Umar latest proof that the phase voltage leads by 30 degrees in line voltage in star connection. Please explain it more. Actually, he is talking about ये आपको चीज़ें whenever we are talking about, actually let me give you a little page on this one. This is a very important thing actually. Let me go on towards the, okay, this is let me, this is very important. This is going to be from the lab point of view, very important point. So let me give you a BL Thraja some pages over there. The internet speed is very small. Why this is so? Okay, electric machinery fundamentals. We have done this, and for session 2015. If you go on to session 2015 page, okay. This is very important. This is file number 1 here, and this is file number 2 here. These two files are very, very important. I've asked file number 1 and file number 2. I have not asked for magnetic circuit questions. I have asked for chapter number. Okay, now if you're seeing this, you have this one over here, the star or Y connection over there. The proof is very simple over here, as you can see over here. Let me just go on to it. This one, yes, this is the proof over here. Okay, what you are seeing over here, these are a number of vector phases over there. First of all, if you have a vector phase, let me use my mobile screen as well over here. If you have three phases, ठीक है जी? Uh, I will go on the mobile first over here. This is VA, this is VB, and this is VC. This is still not the perfect length. Okay, this is my VC. I have these three, and they have this angle of 120. Certainly, this is also 120 over here. Now, these are the phase voltages with respect to the neutral. Now, when you want to have a line-to-line voltage, okay, this is very important. When you are going to have a line-to-line voltage, what is line-to-line voltage? Line-to-line voltage mathematically is VAB, if this is a vector form. This is VA minus VB. Agreed on this one? So when you have VA minus VB, this means that you have to actually make it VA minus VB vector also, bivectorically also. So now I'm going to change the color so that it's let me use a little bright color over there. Now when I have VA, I have to place this VA minus VB. Now VB is this vector over here in this form. Now when I want to opposite it, then I'm going to replace it. This is going to be my minus VB. I hope this is correct. So VA minus VB is equal to this length, and this is VAB over there. Now, practically is there. Can you tell me what is the angle between these two? This is very simple. Gee, anyone, please open your mic and can you tell me what is the angle between these two? This is very simple.
45.
How 45? How 45? Anyone explain this?
58.
जी 50 कैसे?
30 sir.
Okay, 30. How 30?
30 degree.
How 30?
सर जो 120 एंगल तो यहाँ पर हो जाएगा ना दो ओरिजिनल वेक्टर्स के दरमियान
जी बिल्कुल. This angle over here is going to be 120.
तो उसके बाद लेंथ भी इनकी सेम है.
Yes, the length is same. So the opposite angle.
आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल तो
Yes.
यहाँ पर जो रिमेनिंग टू एंगल होंगे वो इक्वल होंगे. तो 180 टोटल एंगल है तो
60 is the total, so when you half it. Yes, your right answer. If this angle is 120 and since this length and this length they both are same, so they are opposite angles. This angle if I call it x, this angle if this is y, so x plus y is equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. So this means certainly when x and y they both are same, so either it's x or either it's y, this is going to be equal to 30 degrees because their difference is equal to, or the sum is actually equal to 60 degrees. So this means that this angle is 30 degrees over there. So what is you are actually seeing over there, that the phase voltage is lagging behind by the line voltage, or you can use other words over there, that the line to line voltage is lagging behind by 30 degrees over there. Okay. Now one thing very important, if you had a machine and that was having a phase voltage applied to it, and on that machine you had this blue color, let me just take it on, and in that machine supposedly this one was the green color vector, this one was IA, okay, this one was IA. Now if this is IA, how much angle, and this angle was equal to flux phi supposedly, just for now, what is the angle difference between the line to line voltage and the phase current? That is 30 minus phi, because this angle over there, if I just zoom it over there, let me, this is a little deep on. So if I have this one over here, this angle over here is going to be equal to 30 degrees minus phi. I hope this is clear over there, and this is the same diagram Please download these two files. These are very very important. And one thing very important, अभी मैंने यहाँ पे इसकी complete नहीं किया, this one, कि इसकी length कितनी होगी? This VAB should be equal to how much of this length over there? Now you can go through this proof also. I guess ये कुछ लोगों को पहले से पता होगा in some course if they have done it. Maybe if not done, I will just do it in front of you. You want to find out the length of this one, ठीक है जी, which is actually VAB. ये निकालने के लिए what you have to do? First of all, draw a perpendicular over here, and when you are trying to draw a perpendicular over there, this angle is 90, this angle is also 90. You know this was a 120-degree angle, so this angle is 60, this angle is 60. You know this is VA, you know this is VB. Can you find out this length? This length over here, from here to here. You know this angle, this is 30. So can you find out this one? So what this angle should be, if I just zoom out a little again. So what is this angle VAB equal to? G, anyone please? How I can find out VAB? How it is equal to? This is simple trigonometry. You know the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. You know the angle. So G.
Sir, half of VA?
Not half of VA. Come on.
नहीं मतलब सर cos की cos use
जी cos आप यूज करेंगे इसके अंदर. You are going to use cos. What is cos? Cos of theta is equal to base over hypotenuse. What is base over there? Base in this case is VAB by 2. What is hypotenuse? That is VA. And what is the angle? That is cos of theta. So this means VAB B is equal to VA under 3 by 2. So what is VAB? VAB is equal to under root 3 VA. So this is actually telling you that your VAB, that is the line voltage, is equal to under root 3 times the phase voltage over here. Okay, so generally speaking, whenever we are writing it down, the line to line voltage is under root 3 times the phase voltage over there. I hope बेटा जिसने ये मुझसे
सर ये
क्वेश्चन,
जरा स्क्रीन,
अच्छा ये मैं स्क्रीन अभी दिखाता हूँ आपके सामने दोबारा से. ये मैं भी करता हूँ एक सेकेंड. एक्चुअली द स्पीड इज अ लिटिल स्लो, सो मैं इसको अभी दोबारा दिखाता हूँ. हमने किया क्या यहाँ पे? वी वांटेड टू फाइंड आउट VAB, द लेंथ ऑफ VAB. फॉर दिस पर्पस हमने यहाँ पे एक perpendicular draw किया. Perpendicular means that you are going to have this angle 90, this angle 90, and that perpendicular bisector has made this angle 60, this angle 60, because the whole angle was 120. So now when this is 60, this is 90, this is certainly, we already found out this is 30. So this is a right angle triangle, and now we can use the cos trigonometric rule. So that is cos of theta, which is actually cos of theta 30 degrees is going to be base over hypotenuse. What is base? Base is the half of this VAB. So what I have done over there, base over hypotenuse, base is VAB by 2, and then hypotenuse is equal to VA, that is the phase value of that vector. So cos of 30 is equal to VAB by 2 divided by VA. So VAB by 2 is equal to cos of 30 is under root 3 by 2, and this 2 and this 2 they get cancelled. So the line to line voltage is equal to under root 3 times the phase voltage. I hope this is clear up till now. You can prove for all the three phases, since they're all symmetrical. You don't need to do it for all the three phases over there. So in this way you can find out that the line to line voltage and the phase voltage. Now one thing, since I'm talking about the phase voltage and the line to line voltage, WAPDA gives us a phase voltage in our houses that is 230 volts. Okay, now if you multiply this under root 3 by 230, or sometimes it's 240 also called, then the line to line voltage actually comes on to be 380 to 400 volts. Now I am giving a range because there is going to be some voltage drop. So आपने अक्सर थ्री फेज ट्रांसफार्मर्स के ऊपर लिखा हुआ देखा होगा, वहां पे आपके पास लिखा होगा जी वो 400 वोल्ट खतरा जान, और उसके साथ में खोपड़ी भी बनी होती है कि जी आप इसके पास. Why? Because this is a line to line voltage over there. And remember one thing, this is going to be very important rule. किसी भी थ्री फेज डिवाइस के ऊपर अगर आपको कोई वोल्टेज लिखे हुए, this is a universal rule, कोई वोल्टेज वहां लिखे हुए हैं, दिस मींस इट इज लाइन टू लाइन वोल्टेज अनलेस अदरवाइज स्पेसिफाइड। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, अनलेस अदरवाइज स्पेसिफाइड। किसी भी थ्री फेज डिवाइस के ऊपर अगर वहां पे कोई वोल्टेज लिखे हुए हैं, इट मींस कि इट इज अ लाइन टू लाइन वोल्टेज। This is very important over there. So 400 volts is the nominal line to line voltage available at any three phase transformer. Yes, अगर किसी ट्रांसफार्मर के ऊपर 230 वोल्ट सिंगल फेज लिखे फेज वोल्टेज लिखे हुए हैं, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी। बट अदरवाइज अगर किसी भी ट्रांसफार्मर या किसी भी मोटर या किसी भी थ्री फेज डिवाइस के ऊपर इफ देयर इज अ वोल्टेज रिटर्न, इट्स अ यूनिवर्सल स्टैंडर्ड, इट इज लाइन टू लाइन वोल्टेज। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ठीक है जी। जी, any questions? If I go back on my Teams conversation window, okay. जी, 30 डिग्री जैसे आपने आंसर दे दिया मुझे यहाँ पे, खैर गुड। जी, any other question जी? आई होप 123 आपका आंसर एक्सप्लेन हो चुका होगा इससे, कि जो आपने 30 डिग्रीज विद द लाइन वोल्टेज आपने मुझसे सवाल पूछा था। प्लीज डाउनलोड दीज टू फाइल्स, दैट इज they are actually from the book B.L. Thraja. It's an Indian author. You can see the same proof has been done, that is 30 degrees over here on this case. So this is a very, very important book. If you want to study electrical from a very different perspective, he's an Indian author, so it's a very good one. But normally nowadays teachers don't like this book because it's a very old book. But normally when I was a student and when I was an engineering student, I had the 2 editions of B.L. Thraja. So these are 2 books, and since you are still not going in the lab and now you are not going to do the experiment of the 2 wattmeter method and all that stuff over there, but these 2 wattmeter methods are explained in these 2 files. With the 2 files which I am talking about are these ones, that are the file 1 and file 2. This is a 3 wattmeter explained or the 2 wattmeter method. In fact, I will ask Miss Tarina to actually give you these files also as part of your lab course, because these are very, very important files and you should have an idea, because in the industry there is a wattmeter technique also applied, so that you can actually measure the wattage of a 3-phase balanced device, that is by a 2 wattmeter method over there. सर कोई नहीं चाहता कि मैं लेक्चर सुनूं। बेटा आप मैं क्या कह सकता हूँ, आई थिंक सो। एक्चुअली ये मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, मैं आज उमर शाहिद साहब से बात करता हूँ, क्योंकि इसके पीछे लॉगिंग हो रही होगी कहीं ना कहीं पे कि कौन इसको कौन हिला रहा है। I will try. Maybe I can't access it, but maybe the department who has actually made these classes and all that. Do you any other question, because we don't have much time now left. There's just like 4-5 minutes. I've taken the attendance. I have downloaded the attendance sheet already just 5-10 minutes back. If any other question, Ehsan Hassan, please अपना roll number मुझे भेज देना. Write it down in the conversation window so I can just confirm you were there in the Excel file which I have downloaded. No need to please, I have asked you before as well, no need to write down the roll numbers over there. Just make sure that if you are don't have the Gmail or UET ID, then please अरे बेटा 140, yes you are writing it out, pre-mid stylus notes. ये ऐसा करो, ये हमजा की ड्यूटी लगाई जाए, हमजा को मैं ये मुझे रिमाइंड करवाएगा. Actually my laptop is always full of it and I have to transfer it from my mobile, so they are all cluttered over there. I will note them. मुझे रिमाइंड करवा देना प्लीज थ्रू द CR हमजा, if you are from section D or C, whoever it is. So next time Monday, जी बिल्कुल मैंने कहा था, और लेकिन based on your Hamza, your request which you just sent me on the WhatsApp, I have cancelled it for today, and most probably I will mark it in the next lecture. So half an hour I will leave it for the questions or the equivalent circuit of induction machines. Marks हम define करेंगे, बिल्कुल marks define होंगे, और sir like marks define, I can't understand what you are actually trying to say.
सर मतलब क्या मार्क्स
वो देखेंगे इसको, देखो maybe you are having a bad day when you are going to be actually going to take a viva, तो मैं अगर आपके एग्जाम्स के बाद आपका वाइवा ले रहा हूँ, यू हैड अ बैड डे, तो मेरे पास एक एक्सेल शीट होगी जिसमें मैंने आपसे इसी तरह से Q&A सेशन में कोई आंसर पूछा होगा, तो मैं उसको वहाँ पे कुछ बेटर कर सकूँ, अगर आपका उस दिन कोई
कॉम्पनसेट कर देंगे।
कंपनसेट कर सकूँ। तो इसलिए ये एक मॉक वाइवा, इट इज़ अ मॉक वाइवा बट इट विल हैव सम इफेक्ट ऑन योर ग्रेड ऑल्सो, ठीक है? तो बी रेडी ऑन मंडे एंड प्लीज when I ask you, have your mics on, and please keep your mic and your speaker away. If you are listening on a headphone, well and good, no problem. But if you are listening it through some speaker, so please speaker ko off rakho, because then the whole sound echoes in my own ears, so it's very difficult for actually, and since this is being recorded, then you can afterwards listen also very easily. So please, whenever I ask you in
Sir,
the
एक
next, हाँ जी
और सर ये 4 लेक्चर सर
जी
अभी तो मॉक है, तो सर ये 4 लेक्चर्स का मतलब है?
जी जी बिल्कुल, ये 4 लेक्चर्स जो अब तक सर उमर लतीफ़ साहब ने अपलोड किए हैं, 4 लेक्चर्स प्लस द डीसी एंड द ट्रांसफॉर्म।
हम्म।
जी, any other question if you are if anyone wants to ask on this one, so please next time, those who are here or those who are not here due to any other issue, हमजा प्लीज़ मुझे वो जिनकी वो लाइट का इशू था आप बता रहे थे बारिश की वजह से, प्लीज़ टेक्स्ट मी देयर,
हाँ जी सर, वो बच्चों का इशू है, वो
मुझे
का
बता
है
दें,
उनका, तो वो
ठीक है?
और सर आज काफी बच्चे मतलब सर किसी के पास माइक्रोफोन नहीं था, कोई रेडी नहीं था, कुछ साबता था सर, इस वजह से।
ठीक ठीक है। Muhammad, I don't know what's your full name, Muhammad Rihan or whatever. A bit of microphone and laptop. I guess mobile is the better option. Mobile is the better option. So just come on the mobile. I guess that is an easy option. मोबाइल माइक्रोफोन का तो काम, मोबाइल का तो काम कर रहा है ना माइक्रोफोन, उससे आप कॉल करते हो, बात करते हो, सो आई गेस दैट कैन वर्क, डोंट वरी ऑन दैट पॉइंट, ठीक है? So, खैर इनफैक्ट दे विल बी लाइक 80 और 90 स्टूडेंट्स इन द क्लास, सो मे बी 60 मिनट्स में मैं हर एक का तो वाइवा नहीं ले पाऊंगा, बट अगेन इट्स गोइंग टू बी लाइक एटलीस्ट आई विल ट्राई टू टेक 30-35 स्टूडेंट्स, so उसमें 1/3 students I will try. That's why I'm actually just to show you people, I have made this Excel file also. You can see I have this Viva number 1 and Viva. I have made this Excel sheet, copied these roll numbers from here, and this is section C over there. So you can see I have all these roll numbers over there, and I will certainly write some marks over there as you are going to have it over there. Zoom, yes beta, I will ask the department, because department is asking for the recorded sessions and all that stuff, so I have literally no idea if they will allow it for the Zoom or not over there. But plus इसको बहुत ज़्यादा मैनेज करना पड़ेगा when we are going to have a final viva, क्योंकि एक टाइम पे एक बंदा आ सकता है, एक टीचर होगा, 2 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, या 1 स्टूडेंट होगा, या 3 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, ये अगेन इट हैज़ टू बी मैनेज, तो बहुत टाइम क्रिटिकल होगा। मेरे पास भी इतना टाइम नहीं होगा कि मैंने एक टाइम स्लॉट दूंगा, आपको उस टाइम पे होना है, एंड इफ़ यू आर नॉट देयर, मे बी फिर एक टाइम को मे बी लाइट इज़ नॉट देयर, मे बी यू डोंट हैव एन इंटरनेट कनेक्शन और समथिंग लाइक दैट, तो वो फाइनल वाइवा बड़ा प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो जाएगा हमारे लिए। लेकिन हम एक टाइम स्पैन देंगे, उस टाइम स्पैन में आपने आना है। अगर आप उस टाइम पे नहीं आ सके हैं, देन वेट फॉर द फाइनल, फिर आप मुझे एक मैसेज आप भेज सकते हो, एन ईमेल कर सकते हो कि आप उस टाइम पे नहीं आए हो, देन वी कैन अरेंज समथिंग, लेकिन इट हैज़ टू बी देयर ऑन दैट टाइम। तो वो हम देखेंगे जूम पे करना है कि किस पे करना है। जूम इज़ बेटर, जूम इज़ मच बेटर। जूम पे कम से कम आवाज़ अच्छी आ रही है। माई डॉटर इज़ एक्चुअली टेकिंग लेक्चर्स ऑन जूम, सो आई कैन एक्चुअली गिव अ वर्डिक्ट ऑन दैट वन आल्सो। इट्स अ वेरी गुड सॉफ्टवेयर ओवरऑल। So let me just save my Bandicam before I have lost something. So this is actually a 590